Thanksgiving. 2021 will actually be the 400th anniversary of Thanksgiving. It began from the English colonists that we call pilgrims who went to colonize New England, and they survived the brutal winter only because the Native Americans were kind enough to take care of them. So for Thanksgiving today, everybody gets time off of work. People travel long distances, even during COVID times, to go see their family, and it's all about prayer and food. Meanwhile, in China, it's only celebrated by the very young and the very rich, and you have to be both young and rich, and here's why. Rich Chinese are the only ones who can really afford to study abroad in the holy mecca of education that is America. And Chinese only started rich, mainland Chinese only started getting rich in the mid-2000s. So the first batch of overseas students that we call in Chinese Hai Gui, Hai means ocean, Gui means turtle, so sea turtles is the name we give to overseas students that come back. They started coming back sort of around 2009, 2010, and they brought Thanksgiving back with them. So these mainland Chinese kids that went overseas to America to study, when November 26th, or the last Thursday of November came around, bam, here was this holiday they'd never heard of before that seemed like a huge deal, and they were left with nowhere to go and nobody to spend it with and had to make do. Okay, so what are the differences? One, in China, we spend it with friends instead of family. When I went over to the States to study when I was 14 to go to boarding school at Phillips Exeter, yes, I had to plug my high school, I didn't have direct family there, but I did have some, distant relatives, but I was really lucky to make some really good American friends who took me home with them for Thanksgiving so that I got the full-on Thanksgiving experience, which is, tons of food, turkey, stuffing, gravy, movie night, football. Basically, every time whenever Thanksgiving came around, I would gain like 5 pounds in 3 days. Now, Chinese kids that didn't have an American family or friends to take them home for Thanksgiving would basically go to Boston or New York and have hot pot with other Chinese students in Chinatown. So after graduating and coming back to China, our parents, who have no clue about Thanksgiving, obviously have zero interest in celebrating Thanksgiving with us. But because we've spent, a number of years doing this in America, we essentially go find our other Chinese friends that have studied abroad who are also from other affluent families and spend it together. And now in China, because everything kind of catches on, everybody likes an excuse to celebrate some festival. So now in China, you see a lot of people that haven't even studied abroad, but who kind of really like this international twist. They are also starting to celebrate Thanksgiving. So here in China, we basically give thanks to our friends, our lover, and also our Chinese social media followers. Yes, it's gone pretty gushy over here. 2, we don't cook. Thanksgiving to Americans is all about cooking at home, starting at lunch, eating through dinner. But in China, we have no idea how to make a turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce. So what happened? Immediately, all the 5-star luxury hotels came up with a turkey delivery service. Take your pick, Mandarin Oriental, St. Regis, or Four Seasons. It's also not that common to entertain at home, especially for large groups. So usually, rich Chinese will book some super expensive restaurant or hotel, and we will eat outside. I guess that's also why I can say the only restaurants that are open in America during Thanksgiving are Chinese restaurants. 3, we don't like turkey. In the West, the food is the same every year. Turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, mashed potato, pumpkin pie. Now, you'll be hard-pressed to find an Asian that actually likes white meat. We prefer dark meat, and the juicier the better. That's why at Chinese restaurants, chicken thigh is more expensive than chicken breast. And so we don't actually like turkey. It's way too dry. Turkey takes 8 hours to cook. It's easy to mess up. The only 2 decent pieces worth eating are the 2 drumsticks, which nobody wants to go for because we don't want to appear greedy. So all you're left with is a bunch of white dry meat that you have to put an enormous amount of stuffing and sauce on just to make it edible. Our signature dish is Peking duck. And I know to most of you Americans watching, when you think of Peking duck, you think of all those ducks hanging in the window of a restaurant and it looks really creepy. But I can tell you, Peking duck is just delicious. It's juicy and crispy. So what do? Hello, Peking turkey. So bring it on, Battle of the Birds, turkey versus duck. Tell me in the comments below, what do you prefer? I'm sure once you've tried Peking duck, you can never go back. And Americans, I think even you have to admit, there's a reason you only eat turkey once a year. Anyway, back to Peking turkey. Local innovative chefs thought of this in recent years. It's basically, you know, pancake, the thin pancake wrap, hoisin sauce, spring onion, the cucumber, you wrap it up. All we did was switch the bird. Instead of Peking duck, it's Peking turkey. So my Thanksgiving this year was particularly memorable. Why? Because my host, Andy, who is Shanghainese, he's young, he studied a short course at Harvard Business School, my alma mater. He hosted a big Thanksgiving dinner at a super expensive restaurant for like 50, 60 people, complete with a Peking turkey that had fireworks coming out of it. It was on fire. So excited. This is totally localized Thanksgiving dinner, a Chinese style Thanksgiving dinner with like 30 friends over here and at a super expensive restaurant in Pudong, Shanghai. And turkey, it's a special kind of turkey. It's like a Peking turkey. That's right, fireworks. And I even kept a little video of it where he actually, there's 5 staff that are rolling out the turkey and he's saying, first of all, he says, "Don't worry everybody, this turkey is not an American turkey. It is a Chinese done turkey. That's why it'll taste good." And then he goes, "Staff, where are the fireworks? The fireworks, they should be coming out of the turkey. Put them in now, I want this on fire." And apart from the turkey, which was kind of the pièce de la résistance that nobody really ate because I got a piece of turkey breast. Apart from that, it was a 10-course Chinese gastronomy meal. It was amazing. 4, instead of a quiet time, it's actually time to show off. Thanksgiving is known as one of the biggest movie nights in America. You have dinner with family at home, and then you go watch a movie, and then you go back home. At my friend Andy's Thanksgiving dinner here in Shanghai, every guest received all these personalized, Instagrammable gifts, including these delicious candies that are matcha candies from this 150-year-old Japanese matcha brand. He also invited a master painter that he's currently studying under to put up this big blank canvas, and then each of us had to go around doing self-introductions, after which we would each paint a brush stroke onto this canvas, which then became collectively one big painting to signify togetherness. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be posting a new video each week who have tips and tricks that I think will help all of us lead a better life.